All right, Gemini, they want you to give them another chance. And by them, I mean your spirit team. Because something has recently ended in your life, something that you thought was meant to be part for you, like you felt so it's like, yes, this is for me, this is what I'm meant to be doing. And then I feel like things have started to get complicated. And you're just like, well, wait a minute, I thought this was gonna be working out. Right? Hello, Gemini, by the way. Yes, I am back uploading every single week. Just quick little heads up before you get back into your reading here. It doesn't matter if you're social, it doesn't matter if you're more introverted. Here, Gemini, I like to make my readings all inclusive, darling. So what I'm going to be reading this for, as well as for my social Geminis, but as well for those who are more hermited and just want to be more introspective and be more self-reflective. All right. So don't worry, my love. I got you all covered. All right. But let's just jump right back into this here, Gemini, because there's a lot to unpack here with this pre-shuffle that I did here for you, because I'm connecting to you at a time where something has either, you might have felt as if like pie's been on your face or something blew up on your face here. Like there's some type of frustration where I feel as if it was a pretty heavy blow to you, where you're just kind of sitting there like, dang, like where do I go from here? And your spiritual team wants you to know that you're still on the right track. It's not as if like, from your perspective, you may feel as if like you have to rewrite your whole life plan for the year. And that might be true, but through that rewrite, it's still going according to plan from your spiritual team's perspective, Gemini. Does that make sense? And so right off the bat here, my friend, have some hope, have some faith. You have this Ace of Cups coming in right before the Nine of Cups here. And so some type of important key, some type of important message, some type of important insights about to be showing up in your life, Gemini, that really completes the puzzle for you right now. Some type of answer to some type of problem that really, it like brings it all together. Perhaps like what you had been dealing with or connecting with beforehand, there's some level of compromise, right? And so as an example, let's say this is for my social Geminis out right now. Maybe what blew up in your face was a literal person, maybe someone that you thought you could trust, someone that you thought you could connect to. It just didn't work, right? If you want to air out their tea, if you want to gossip about them, friend, we can all talk crap about them in the comments if you want, if that'll make you feel better. But it just didn't work, right? And so, but it was like in that connection, like, yes, you liked them and yes, you felt pulled to them, but there's still some stuff, there's, some beige flags, darling, that you're just like, okay, I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll still write it out. Right. And so that situation came to an end. And so what I can be giving you the heads up about is that your spiritual team is not really wanting you to compromise. I say not really, but they don't want you to be compromising when it comes to your relationships. If anything, I feel as if you're kind of getting like a smack on the hand for settling. It's like the example that I'm being shown is just like someone that's offering you food and then you're like, oh yeah, I'll take one. And then they just pop your hand for saying yes. And you're just like, well, what the hell, man? Like you just offered it. And they're just like, no, like, you're lactose intolerant, but you're still trying to, you're taking this food I offer you that good and well has some lactose in it, right? And so it's almost as if like there is like this like elderly like chastising with love that you're getting from your spiritual team almost for whatever this is, right? I don't think it's anything detrimental or anything. I think it's more so like a observing kind of aspect here from your spiritual team's perspective. They're just like, okay, okay, of course Gemini's gonna do this, but it's still going all in track here for you. It's kind of like seeing, I don't know, the words that come to my mind, but maybe that's just because I'm Southern. It's just like the words that come to my mind are like, bless your heart. Like they knew, there's, it's just like with your, with your grandparents or with your parents, if you have them. Like, there's just certain things that just make you, but that would be aggravating to anybody else. It's like everyone knows you to be the class clown. So it's just like, they wouldn't accept that behavior from anybody else. But with you, it's like, okay, we have the 10 of Wands coming in here, as well as the Justice card here, Gemini. Okay, that Libra energy coming up. And then the Hanged Man, my love. So Gemini... And then the Knight of Swords coming in here. Gemini, my love, I'm connecting to you at a time where you are still kind of struggling with letting that go, because you're still kind of like looking back and you're just like, are you sure, Spirit, that this person's not meant for me? Are you sure this job opportunity, it still looks so good, and maybe if I chose to like, suck it up, it's better than what you're used to, it's better than anything you've had before. Like, I don't know, I get like this sense where you're still kind of just like looking back and you're just like, are you sure? Because I kind of still want this. And the story that comes to my mind, Gemini, this is not going to make any sense, but I do suggest for you to Google Google it, because there's like the storyline, it'll pop up immediately, but it's basically like the story of like the hunter and the falcon. I think if you even just search that, it'll tell you it, where it's like the hunter is like walking with the falcon, and the hunter is about to be shooting like a rabbit, and the falcon flies overhead. It's like, move on, and then the hunter the next day chooses, like, the hunter listens and moves on, and then it's like a horse, and then it just like it progressively gets bigger and bigger, while the hunter's starving, and the falcon's just like, move on, there's something better. And the hunter's eventually just like, well, girl, what the hell? Like, I'm hungry. But they still chose to listen to the falcon, and eventually that man was rewarded with spoiler alert, right? But you can look it up if you're interested, but I really do feel like that's your storyline right now. So I know for most of you probably won't look it up, but I would, just look up the hunter and the falcon story, and I think it'll pop up, and I promise you, it'll make so much sense with like how your life has been right now. I feel like you will really relate to it quite a bit. You're just still in like this move on phase here. So let's continue unpacking this, my friend. I will say again, like, if this is like a social thing for you, Gemini, like, again, friend, you kind of have to deal with one of these people where it's just like, yes, you can really feel like a strong connection to somebody, but it's time to move on. It's time to find someone that has like every single cup of yours filled. You're deserving of a better friend. You're deserving of a better lover, a better, co-worker, a better boss, like whatever it is. Like, don't be afraid of acknowledging like what it is that you're wanting from a person, my love, because that is what your spiritual team wants for you as well. Like, you're not winning any extra brownie points, extra credit just for trying to remain humble and accept breadcrumbs, my love. Like, who are you trying to prove this to? You know you're a good person, Gemini, so why are you trying, don't be afraid of demanding more. Basically, right? Stop being so critical on yourself. Let's continue on here. 8 of Wands coming up here, and then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, 8 of Wands and that 9 of Pentacles. Now, I like this more from like a career / project oriented avenue. Gemini, I feel like February for you is going to be a month where, if you have been especially sitting on like educating yourself about something, really do it. I don't know if it's about like schooling. Maybe some of you guys want to get a certificate somewhere. Maybe you've been wanting to do research on like a specific vacation destination, or so there's something that you've been feeling the need of like researching more. It doesn't have to be something super grandiose. It could be something more superficial, I hear, as well. And I think you need to honor that more in February. I'll just use myself as an example, Gemini. I don't have Gemini. I do have some Gemini in my chart, but I don't think it's for me. But let's say I'm a Gemini. I would look at this and take this as a sign, being like, okay, like, I've always been wanting to do a cruise, especially for my 30th that's happening in October. I've been always wanting to do a cruise. Let me start doing some research in regards to that, because with how this is showing up, I won't be surprised if my spiritual team presents to me a cruise line that has like either like a really good deal, or if I end up booking the cruise now, it's because if I end up booking the cruise now, it makes it much more likely for me to get in connection with someone that they might want me to meet on the boat, or a certain interaction or something happening on the boat that my spiritual team would want me to be part of, that only is going to be possible if I were to start doing the research and book it during that February time. So I do feel like there is some level of importance of like answering in that urgency, or making the time to do that research and see how it gets up off the ground there. You do have the 7 of Wands showing up, Gemini. Are you being resistant or more shy towards following certain avenues because you're afraid of how people will perceive you, Gemini? And don't take this as me judging you, because I think that's a very normal human thing that a lot of people don't really want to admit. They do, but everyone does it. Even the 8 of Pentacles, that is literally the card of like going back to school, furthering your knowledge. So really listen to this here, Gemini. But I don't know. I feel as if there's some type of limitation that's been going on in your life, whether it's related to what I was talking about, like you doing research on whatever. There's like this shyness or this sense of being like, maybe I shouldn't do this because other people are not agreeing with me, or I don't know, it may not be in alignment with other people around you. That doesn't, like, those people don't matter, right? Again, if I were to just use this example, an example for this here, it's like, yeah, I want to book the cruise, but then like I can't celebrate my birthday with other people that want to celebrate my birthday with me, right? This would be the energy of my spiritual team saying, like, that doesn't matter. Like, you don't need to try to make it work for other people for what you're wanting to research. Like, this is for you, right? It's not meant to be trying to make everyone else be part of this journey for you, or at least in this specific thing here. Your spiritual team is not interested in making sure certain people around you are also good. Their focus is on just you, my love, right? So don't be trying to make plans that they're having for you, for your blessings, try to make it work for other people around you, because that's not how it works. That's not they are irrelevant to your life from your spiritual team's perspective. Obviously it's not that black and white, but you know what I'm saying here. Like, they're more concerned about you, and then, you know, they're trying to make sure the path is carved out appropriately for you. They're not thinking about other people that you might be around, that, you know, because the path's for you, it's not for them. You have the 7 of Cups coming in here. Gemini, I feel like February is going to be a month where you end up making a lot of connections. I feel like you end up making a lot of just different, you know, connections from all walks of life. And so this is really going to be a time in February for you to just be a social butterfly, quite honestly. You know, I feel like when you enter a space, strike up conversation with folks, right? When you are at the grocery store, Gemini, don't be afraid of striking up conversation with the person that you're shopping next to, or the one that's checking you out, your groceries out. You know, I feel as if it's going to be with those small interactions, you will be very pleasantly surprised by like what might occur from it. Whether it's like they share some type of information with you or knowledge about the town, maybe some gossip, honey, or whether it's like the start of like a, you know, a new friendship, a new connection there. Like, don't be afraid of like mingling with a bunch of different types of folks. All right, don't be focused in on like one specific person, Gemini. Now, if you want me to read in specific towards your love life, Gemini, you know, you can say something and we can perhaps delve into that in a different video, but I feel like this is more so from like a more social friendship type of way. But yeah, that's the tarot reading that I have for you today, my darling Gemini. Yes, I am back, and you'll be seeing me for the most part every single week. I probably will be more prone to taking weeks off still, but I'm going to be posting every single week again, Gemini. So I hope this reading was helpful. If you want to book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can book one on my website, where we can go on a Zoom call, or I just record a reading for you and I send you the video. All that's done on my website, SimplyVelca.com, same as my username here. And just like that as well, if you want to connect to me on any social media platform, just search SimplyVelca Gemini and you probably will find me. But yeah, I love you so much, my love, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Take care.